What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. This is the review you have been waiting on for the last week or so. Finally put my thoughts together, got a good chance to use this phone as a daily driver for a few days. So let's get right to it. For those of y'all who didn't see the unboxing video, quick rundown of the Nokia 6. It basically has a 5.5-inch 1080p display. It's powered by a 1.4 gigahertz octa-core processor. It's got 3 gigs of RAM, a 16 megapixel rear camera, and an 8 megapixel front shooter. It's got a 3000 milliamp battery, which is pretty good for a I guess you could say for an entry-level phone. It's only a mid-range device, but that packs a bigger battery than some of the flagships. There's 32 gigs of storage. There is actually a micro SD slot as well. It does support 128 gigabyte cards. If you needed that room, it's there. The processor is a Snapdragon 430. Again, kind of a mid-range phone, so you have a mid-range processor for it. However, it does have an awesome premium metal build, which I showed off to y'all before. You can see it still in this video here. It is very sharp. The chamfered edges, it just looks phenomenal. The price tag is what really draws people to this phone, aside from the Nokia name as well. It's only $179 if you decide to go with the Amazon exclusive model. That 5.5-inch display, I have to say, is one of the biggest strong suits of the phone. I was very pleasantly surprised when I got a chance to use it. It was very readable in bright sunlight, didn't have any issues at all, indoors or out. It comes in 2 colors right now, black and copper. Black is available. You can pre-order the copper. I don't think it's available to be shipped until next month, though. You can pre-order it on Amazon, though, as we speak. There is a headphone jack on the phone. I know there's a lot of people that still would like to use wired headphones instead of Bluetooth. It is available on this. Unfortunately, it does not have USB Type-C. Like I said, it uses micro USB to charge. It is running Android 7.1.1, which is the newest operating system available. You have LG G6 and Samsung S8s that are not even running that. Along with that, it is more of a pure version of Android. There's not a lot of bloatware added. It even uses the Pixel launcher and all that. If I didn't show you before, I want to go ahead and give you a shot now in this video. These are the other lock screen ads that you get with the Amazon exclusive version. You're saving $50 off the full price. That is the extent of the interference on your lock screen. If you don't have any notifications, it does indeed take up the whole screen. If you lock it and unlock it, you can see it there. That's what they look like full screen. Again, they're supposed to be targeted. I don't see them that targeted, to be honest with you. Seems to be more of a generic sort of model that they're using, which is unfortunate, but it is not a deal breaker for me. If you're looking to save a couple bucks, definitely go with the Amazon exclusive version. So let's see, what is our verdict? The final verdict on this phone, I have to say, is the build quality makes this device. The Snapdragon processor kind of chugs along at some parts. Day-to-day activities, browsing on Chrome, launching the camera app from the lock screen, you can definitely feel the processor struggling a little bit. The Adreno processor is a 505. That is surprisingly awesome and did well on the games we tested out. It does have NFC, and it does have obviously a fingerprint sensor up on the front of the device, which is awesome as at a phone at this price point. In my early hands-on with the phone, I used it a couple times for purchases. It works just as expected, like any other Android device would do with NFC if you're making an Android payment. I know I touched on it once. I'm going to bring it back up because it is a huge bummer. There should be USB Type-C right now on every device. It's inexcusable that they didn't include it. There are entry-level phones and mid-range devices that have it. They should have just went ahead and committed to that as well. There is lots of competition at this price point with the Honor brand and Motorola. The G5, G5 Pluses, they're all in the same ballpark. The G5 Plus right now is, I think, only $250. It does feature more RAM and more internal storage. And if you don't have AT&T and T-Mobile, it does work with Verizon and Sprint as well. It is a truly unlocked, carrier-free device. With the Nokia 6, you are sort of locked in to using it only with AT&T and T-Mobile. Alright guys, lastly, I just wanted to let y'all know that 3000 milliamp battery, it is good enough to get you through a full day. I wouldn't expect much more. It does have quick charge capabilities. I believe it's quick charge 3.0. If you needed a quick top off throughout the day, just know that you're not going to get a workhorse out of this. You're not going to get a second day. You're going to have to charge it every night. Lastly, I had a lot of people in the comments asking about a notification LED. The international version does indeed have one. Unfortunately, they decided to exclude it from the US model. Seems like a pointless omission. They definitely should have had it. I know a lot of people will say that's actually a deal breaker with no always on display. It'd be nice to be able to see if you have a notification without having to check your phone every 5 minutes. So you can kind of get a gauge on the size of the devices. It is definitely on the larger side for a 5.5 inch screen. Everyone knows what LG did with the G6. Same with Samsung. There's just no bezel around it. It can't compete with that. But this should give you some sort of size comparison. I would definitely recommend this phone to anyone that's either strapped for cash and wants a solid phone at a reasonable price. But just remember, you do get what you pay for, and don't expect the same performance that you would get out of an S8 or G6 or even an older iPhone. You're just not going to get that fluid interaction when you start bogging it down with more tasks. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on those alerts, because we're about to release another video with more information coming soon about Nokia's actual flagship that they're supposed to be releasing, which is the Nokia 8 or Nokia 9, depending on who you're talking to. We got a bunch of information on that. There's been a bunch of leaks also. We'll touch on that in the next video. This is just a quick overview again and a review on this device. I'll leave a link down below if you wanted to go ahead and head to Amazon and look at any other details in regards to it, or as well as purchase it. Again, it's not going to be my daily driver. However, that's just because I have a bunch of other devices with me as well. Really quick too, I want to go ahead and do a little side-by-side comparison. Let's go ahead and move the box out of the way.